I'm Netta Ewing, and I organise a group of friends who call ourselves Artists for Mary's Meals, and we fundraise for Mary's Meals. Every year we organise an art exhibition, craft fairs and concerts, and we give all the money that we make to Mary's Meals to build school feeding stations somewhere in the hungry world. We started, I think, in 2009. So far we've built 3 school feeding stations in Malawi, and that basically means that we build a brick building and we equip it with big cooking pots, which are very cleverly designed so that they don't use too much fuel, and that then acts as a centre where the children can be fed. Very often this is the only building around, so it very often tends to double up as a classroom, and it becomes the school very often. So you have the blackboards at one end and you have the cooking pots at the other end, and each time we manage to fund one of these centres, Mary's Meals then feeds usually about another 500 children. Mary's Meals themselves don't do any fundraising. They do all the work of feeding the children and acquiring the grain and putting in the extra vitamins and all that kind of thing. But they don't fundraise, so they rely on hundreds of little groups like ours to do fundraising for them. Over the years we have been enormously helped by all sorts of people who have given us their premises for free. Ian McGregor, Fine Art, gave us his gallery 2 years running, and of course he lost all his commission during that time. It was a huge gift from him to the charity, and we're enormously grateful. We've also had the City Chambers, we've had Pollock House, we've had the St Enoch's Centre, we've had the House for an Art Lover. We've had so much help from so many people, and of course these are all very posh venues and they cost a lot of money. So for them to give the venue to us for a day or for a week, this year we had the Macintosh Church at Queen's Cross for a whole week, and it costs a lot of money to hire these venues. So they're doing without their commission during that time and giving it to the charity. So the people who give us their venues are giving us an enormous donation, and we're very, very grateful. We also have our website and domain name hosted for free by NS Design in Hillington, and again that's something that would cost us quite a lot of money. So we're very, very grateful to all of these people who have given us marvellous support over the years. They've been terrific. We need all the help we can get, and the more people who are involved, the better it will be, I think. It's a very inspiring charity because it's the only charity that I know of that can guarantee that 93 pence in the pound goes straight to feeding the children. They're not paying lots and lots of staff. So those of us who are involved, and also the people who come to visit our exhibitions and the people who come to our concerts are also very inspired by what a wonderful charity it is and how efficiently it runs. It's grown amazingly in a very short space of time, and it's now, Mary's Meals is now feeding children in about 17 countries worldwide. So we're always excited by that and inspired by that, you know. So let's hope we carry on and do it for a long time more. Welcome to Artists for Mary's Meals. We're very, very grateful to Stuart and the Macintosh Society for inviting us to come here. Those of you who've come to our exhibitions before know that we can only go to venues who give us their venue free, and as I'm sure you understand, to book a place like this costs quite a bit. So we're very, very grateful indeed for the wonderful space, and we're all passionately fond of Macintosh, and it's really very much a Macintosh year. So thank you for coming. I'd like to thank all our helpers. We've had so much help from so many people, and all the artists and the musicians and really we are so grateful for the wonderful support. This is our 6th year of running Artists for Mary's Meals, and we've managed to build 3 school kitchens in Malawi, and we hope to finish the feeding for another 500 kids somewhere this year. So all your help is towards a wonderful cause. Thank you very much indeed. I'd like to pass you on to Daniel Adams, who is the fundraising officer for Mary's Meals.
Thank you very much. Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure, a joy to be at another opening of an Artists and Musicians for Mary's Meals exhibition, and indeed festival of events as it's become. It's particularly joyful actually tonight because, you know, the latest news from Mary's Meals is that tomorrow, Tuesday, the 7th of October, Mary's Meals is actually going to enter a new African country tomorrow. We start feeding in Zambia, which neighbours Malawi. And tomorrow, in one fell swoop, actually, Mary's Meals is going to be feeding, thanks to supporters who are so generous, like Artists and Musicians for Mary's Meals, 20,000 children in Zambia tomorrow. We started in 2002 feeding just 200 children Mary's Meals, and that was in Malawi during the famine year then. So 12 years later now, in 2014, as Stuart says, we're now at 923,572 children receiving Mary's Meals every single day they attend school. But really, when we talk these joyful things about going into Zambia and almost feeding 1 million children now, it is good to remember the reason that events like this continue. And that is quite clear in these facts, that 57 million children around the world today are out of school, and more dramatically than that, 18,000 children die every day still due to hunger-related causes. That's 18,000 children dead today. It's really a scandal that so many children die when a charity like Mary's Meals can feed a hungry child for a whole school year for just £12.20. One child fed for a whole year, just £12.20. So with all that in mind, the joyous stuff, the not so joyous stuff, the problem we've still got to continuing solving, and we're just so grateful, particularly to Netta, who just works so tirelessly. I was speaking to Richard earlier, and he was just saying, you know, Netta is still doing so much of the work for this thing. It keeps happening every year. As Netta was saying, several schools in Malawi being fed as a result of this event, these events that happen every year. So thank you very much indeed, Netta. Thank you for everybody here.
Thank you, Daniel. It's wonderful, isn't it, to hear this extraordinary success story. Apologies, by the way, for keeping you a little late. I put the wrong entry in my diary. My English teacher used to say, I put the fun into dysfunctional. But it was he also that gave me that quote from Victor Hugo, which was, greater than the tread of mighty armies is the power of an idea whose time is come.
Yes.
And that is the privilege for me of being part of Mary's Meal. It's such a simple idea, and yet the way that it's exploded exponentially over these 12 years, I would like to think there is a higher hand somewhere behind it, making it so successful. It's just such a privilege that we can do something. And this is what tonight is all about. But it's not only a divine hand, it's also Netta's hand. And the artist's hand, and the craftsman's hand.
And the musicians.
And it's just, and the musicians, and everyone that's involved. So well done and congratulations. And so now it is my privilege to declare this exhibition and wonderful evening open.
We can talk about your problems. That's what good friends do. So raise your glass and let's drink a toast to better times ahead. Stumble through this crazy world, trying to find our way. With 3 steps on, 2 steps back, in the order of the day.
Zee, Venus in a green silk gown. The old moon shanks her gowden feathers, their starry tops are wheeled leathers. Name for thee a folkty sparing, earth, thou bonny brookit bairn. But greet, and in your tears, you'll droon the hale Clanjamfrey.
At the moment, it takes £12.20 to feed a child for a year in the third world. So by buying a ticket, you are feeding a child for almost a whole year, and we thank you very much indeed for doing that. We'd like to thank the House for an Art Lover for very kindly giving us this venue free. If any of you have organised a wedding here, you'll know how much it costs. So that's a tremendous donation, and we have a lovely concert ahead of us.
Thank